Hi there, I am Jen with Jen Vazquez Photography, for those who don't know me. And for those who have come back, thanks for coming back. I'll be posting this on my YouTube channel also, but I definitely wanted to go ahead and come on here. Today, we're going to be talking about the 10 tips on why you should consider having a first look. So even if you don't want a first look, it's a good idea to know more about it just in case. So first thing I always like to go over when I'm talking about first looks is, what is a first look? Well, a first look is before a ceremony, usually 2 to 3 hours before a ceremony. The bride and the groom get an opportunity to spend a very private moment together before the wedding, so that he can see her in her dress, they can have their private moment of emotions, and then it's all captured on film. Then you can also do family portraits and other things at that time before the ceremony, so that after the ceremony you can go right on to the reception. It was originally in place because they didn't want the groom to not get married. So that's how it started. A superstition of not seeing the bride before the wedding was so that the bride didn't run away from the wedding. So it's not a really good tradition as to why you're not seen before the wedding. But I always say to people, go stay true to yourself. If it's something that you don't want, don't do it. But if you're open to it, here are some reasons why you might consider it. My daughter had a first look with her wedding, and her husband didn't want to cry in front of people, so that was his concern, and it made him and the wedding morning more comfortable knowing that they had that private moment together. And then he ended up crying when she walked down the aisle anyway. So don't think that it'll take away from your husband showing emotion when you walk down the aisle, because if he's gonna feel some emotion, even having that private moment ahead of time can sometimes even make him be even more emotional. Okay, so here are the 10 benefits of a first look. 1, you have plenty of time to take bridal party, family, bride and groom portraits before the ceremony, so that you're not rushing. You get all the images you wanted. If you really love to have a lot of images, having a first look would be absolutely imperative, because you're not going to get as many pictures if you aren't having a first look, because brides and grooms don't want their wedding guests to wait longer than an hour for them to arrive before eating dinner. Number 2, it allows you to truly enjoy the reception, because you're most likely, you spent a fortune on this wedding, so enjoy it with your guests and enjoy the time and the money that you've put into it. Number 3, you won't be rushed to take pictures, or worse, take forever taking all the images that you and your family members want, and then the guests have light. Number 4, the light is almost always better before the ceremony. The light is amazingly beautiful usually before a ceremony, because it's typically around 4 or 5 o'clock, 6 maybe, but it's usually really, really pretty. Number 5, the time and the energy and you spend on planning for that big day and picking a dress and all of the hair and the makeup that goes along into it. There's nothing like photographs with fresh everything, because after everything that goes on in getting ready and then walking down the aisle and then having the ceremony, your makeup and hair is just not as fresh. So that's another side benefit. Number 6, I can't state enough, it's the opportunity to have that one-on-one time with your best friend and your future husband. Once the ceremony happens, you have a ton of requirements going through with your timeline and a ton of well-wishers, and you will have very little actual time, just you and him on a wedding day, believe it or not. Number 7, you'll only need a small amount of time after the ceremony to photograph the extended family and your wedding party all together, unless you do that ahead of time. Number 8, it's especially thoughtful for those who are older and not able to stand for long periods of time. You can get the photographs done prior to the ceremony, and then they can sit down for the ceremony and then go right to the reception to sit down. So it is very, very helpful for that. Number 9, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Number 9, you won't have to spend a lot of time wrangling people, because the people are already there. So after the ceremony, sometimes we have to get Aunt Susie because she went to the bar, or you know, someone had to go to the bathroom, and it takes even longer sometimes after the ceremony to get everyone together. And tip number 10, he'll get that amazingly love face when you walk down the aisle with your daddy or whoever's walking down your aisle. And my experience is that he will still have those emotions, any of the emotions that he has during a first look. So in conclusion, if you're adamant that you don't want a first look, then I encourage you to have a discussion with your significant other and your photographer and make sure that they know. You should never be forced to do a first look. That is unacceptable. So I want to make sure that nobody has a photographer that does that, because that is not okay. But if you're open to it, I highly suggest that you do it, because you just have a ton more time on your wedding day. Have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye.